Welcome to another episode of the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Connor Moreno, lead writer for UCLA Bruins on SI. And today we got a pretty good amount of news on recruiting. We had a couple decommits for UCLA, and then just going to set the table for the weekend for what still could be a relatively big weekend for the Bruins, despite only getting one commit this week and losing out on two. So they're technically down one commit this week. And then if we have time at the end, we'll probably talk a little bit about some basketball. I'll just say it right now. UCLA, former UCLA guard Kobe Johnson, he went undrafted in the second round of the NBA draft. Yeah, he went undrafted in the second round of the NBA draft today, but he signed with the Atlanta Hawks as an undrafted free agent. So another Bruin in the league potentially, if he does make the roster. And Atlanta's a pretty good situation, I think, for Kobe. I'll probably write about that for it to come out on Saturday. Yeah, because you're listening to this on Friday, so I'll write about it for it to come out tomorrow. That it's a pretty good landing spot for Kobe Johnson. Just given his 3-and-D skill set, Atlanta is always looking for wings to put around Trey, like Dyson Daniels, and, they just got Kristaps Porzingis. So they're primed to make a really good run in the Eastern Conference this coming season, and potentially Kobe Johnson will be a part of it. I still think he has a pretty good NBA archetype, a gritty 3-and-D player. He's a guard, he's 6'6", so it could translate next to someone like Trae Young or whoever they have in their backup guard role. So yeah, Kobe Johnson made the Atlanta Hawks, or signed with them, I should say. We'll be playing summer league with them and vying for a spot, and we're going to be following his journey throughout the summer league. I'll be writing a ton about him because we're entering a pretty dead period in football terms, at least for the next month or so. So yeah, that's all basketball we had. Let's get right into recruitment. So the Bruins did lose out on two wide receiver prospects. Those are the Pula twins, Jaron and Kenan Pula. Jaron, he's a 4-star. Kenan is a 3-star. And I mean, I wouldn't say that it's like not bad for UCLA. Like, obviously you want to keep as many recruits as you can, especially when you're building as big and as good and as a quality recruiting class as Deshaun Foster has built. But I mean, Burl Taller, he's done a really good job at building this wide receiver group for the class of 2026. So you can kind of, sustain these blows. But I mean, losing a 4-star wide receiver, that might blow a little bit, especially because for some reason the national media thinks that this UCLA wide receiver group that's currently on the roster, not the recruits, is kind of weak. I don't think so. I think they'll surprise a lot of people. But yeah, I mean, losing out on recruits is always bad, but good thing Deshaun Foster and Taller prepared, because they still have 5 committed wide receivers and 5 really good 3-stars. Yeah, they are 3-stars, but they're really quality 3-stars. They have good skill sets, very athletic, so they can sustain these drops in recruitments. Early returns say that the Pula twins are going to go ahead and flip to Utah. That's what they're saying. BYU is also trying to recruit them. They just got a new 5-star quarterback, so that would be a decent fit for them. But yeah, they announced that today and announced that they're opening their commitment, and that's that. The Bruins lost out. I wouldn't even say they lost. I mean, the Pula twins were committed to them for almost a year now, for 9 months, since September 2024. So, I mean, things change and you really can't dwell on that. All you can do is really try and recruit, and they did. Like, even before this decommitment came, they were recouping assets and going after a bunch of wide receivers in case something like that happened. So still, they have a pretty good class. Before the decommitment, they were ranked 11th on 24/7 Sports 2026 recruiting class national team rankings after they dropped down to 14th, and then by the end of the day they dropped down to 15th. We can see who they're behind right now. So they are behind SMU and Illinois. SMU is 14th. Illinois is 13th. They're actually just ahead of LSU, who has a 5-star commit. But yeah, boy, Florida State has really shot up the ranks. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I mean, they have a decent recruiting class still, regardless. I mean, any way you shake it, this is one of the best recruiting classes that the Bruins have had, I would say, in the 2000s. Definitely the best in probably the last decade under Deshaun Foster. So still they have a good chance at getting a whole bunch of recruits coming in. We've talked about Marcus Almada. We've talked about his connection to Carter Gooden. But the most important player that we're going to talk about is Oscar Rios, 4-star quarterback. Today's the day, the 27th. He's announcing his decision between Arizona and UCLA. Not too sure what time. I could look at his Twitter right now. Maybe he announced something. Still not too sure. It might just be like an early morning type thing. So I might have to wake up early. Oscar Rios. Just look at him on his Twitter. Yeah. No, nothing on his Twitter. So probably get that news from Hayes Fawcett whenever he decides to commit. It'll be between Arizona and UCLA. We'll go ahead and see where he decides. But yeah, that would be a really good acquisition. Although I'm not too sure of UCLA's chances because Oscar Rios has been interested in the Bruins for quite a while. He was also interested before, the Iamaleava brothers came in and before they got, a really stacked quarterback room. So the chances might be different. They might be swinging towards the Wildcats. At least that's what a few national analysts think. I think if we go, let's go to his 24/7 sports page and see what they're saying about him. See if he has a crystal ball. I know last time that we checked on him, he was saying that, it's still 50-50. They're still not decided yet, and it'll be a last-minute thing, I'm assuming. Let's go ahead and check it out. Check on his page. I'll also give you some info on him a little bit more. Yeah, 4-star, 91 rating. He's according to 24/7 Sports, he's the 10th ranked quarterback in the nation in the class. 21st ranked prospect out of California. No crystal ball, but yeah, it's between UCLA and Arizona. He was on a visit on June 6th. He went to Arizona June 13th. UCLA's stacked quarterback room might play a big part in his decision to opt for the Wildcats instead of UCLA. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. And no matter what he decides, we will have that story for you. You can find my stories on it at UCLA Bruins on SI. And then we're going to talk about it after that on Saturday's episode, which is tomorrow's episode on the UCLA Bruins Insider Podcast. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As always, I will see you guys tomorrow.